First of all, I want to thank you for your wonderful seminar today. And I want to ask you, why did you choose legal system? Why did you choose to talk about legal system? Are you specialized only in legal system?
I wanted to talk about the legal system because I think it's an area where people who are sign language users are really disadvantaged. A life can depend on accurate interpreting in the justice system. And we see in so many countries that interpreters do not have the training, do not have the knowledge, and do not know how to interpret with the police or in the court. So as much information as I have, I want to share with as many people as I can.
Yes. And is there any differences between the problems that we are facing here in Lithuania in the court or in legal system interpreting and in your country?
In my country, in Scotland, we already have an agreed register that the courts will use of sign language interpreters. So they don't bring in anybody. They must only pick an interpreter from the approved list. Now, I don't think this happens here in Lithuania, but I think this is something that will happen in the future because we have a new EU directive in relation to the judicial process, and that will say very clearly that there must be a register of accredited sign language interpreters to work in the justice system. So I hope to see that here in Lithuania soon.
Are there some main aspects that the interpreters who work at the court should know about?
I think we need to separate out the process. We need to look at what happens in a police station when somebody's been arrested and a crime has been investigated, for example, and what happens within a courtroom, because the processes are different and the kind of language that's used is different. And again, I don't think we provide enough specialist training to sign language interpreters to understand the difference. That's one thing. But I think the other thing as well is that the police and the justice system do not understand how sign language interpreters work. That information needs to be put across to them, and I hope the Sign Language Interpreter Centre, the universities, the deaf associations will work together to make sure that information gets across to people.
But now we do not have such an experience. So what should sign language interpreters do now before they go to court for their preparation?
I think what I've seen today is that there are interpreters here that already have experience, and some of that experience has been positive and some has been negative. It's important that people share that experience. It's good that newer interpreters have mentors that they can work together with and observe to see best practice. That's one thing. I think you can do this now. You can share experiences between the deaf community and sign language interpreters. I think there are experiences from other countries that you can draw on, and currently there's some research going on which has been funded by the EU, which is called the Justice Signs Project, and that is investigating what happens with sign language interpreting in a courtroom in a number of countries in Europe, and they will look to draw up basic training guidelines. So at some point in the future, you'll be able to draw on that.
We hope so. And if we have any questions, we can contact you.
Of course.
Of course. Okay. And my next topic would be to ask you about Lithuania. You are here for the first time, yes? And did you have some expectations about Lithuania before coming here, and they appear to be true? What did you acknowledge to be new for you about Lithuania?
That's a tough question. I think that I don't know the Baltic states well, and I think that my vision of Lithuania was a very grey place. But I've only been here for 2 days, but already I've seen it's beautiful. It really is. And this morning I was fortunate to have Arunus as my deaf guide, who gave me a very quick history tour of the centre here. And the history is just fascinating. I really do not know enough. And I have a little time before I go away, so I hope I'll learn more.
You are leaving quite soon, so maybe now you haven't have enough time to see Lithuania, but maybe something you will remember for a long time. Did you saw something? Did you met some person?
I think that I always learn from countries that I go to. But the thing that always strikes me really in the heart is no matter what country I come from, no matter what country I go to, sign language interpreters, we share the same problems. We share the same experiences. And all of us want to do better. Sign language interpreters don't go there and think, oh, I'm going to do a bad job. They don't. Sign language interpreters here in Lithuania, I can see from today, everybody wants to do better. They want to do a good job. They want to be the best they can be. And I'm going to take that away with me.
So thank you very much for your answers. Thank you very much for your time. And see you soon, probably.
See you in Scotland.
Of course. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.